All right, let's talk about something we've all seen, right? You're scrolling through social media, and there it is. The muddy truck, the sunrise over a rig, and that caption bragging about pure, hard grit. It's what we call the oil field flex. But have you ever really stopped to think about what's going on behind that post? Well, today, we're going to unpack the psychology of why, for some people, a job isn't just a job, it's their entire identity.
Come on, you've seen this post. Maybe not these exact words, but you know the vibe. It's a picture of steel-toed boots just caked in mud. Or maybe it's a selfie from a dark truck cab at 4 a.m. The message, though, it's always the same. It's this declaration of endurance, a testament to a kind of grind most of us just can't, or, let's be honest, won't ever handle.
So here's the big question. Is this just bragging? Is it just showing off? Or is there something much, much deeper going on here? Turns out, this isn't just about a paycheck. It's a really complex psychological thing, rooted in some pretty ancient human behaviors, our sense of self, and a deep, deep need to just be seen. Okay, so to get our heads around this, we actually have to look at it through an evolutionary lens. See, the flex isn't some new thing for the Instagram age. Nope, it's a modern spin on a very old human behavior. And that brings us to our first big idea, signaling. The fancy term for this is costly signaling. Just think of a peacock's tail. It's huge, it's impractical, it makes it hard to get away from predators. But that's the point. It's an honest signal to potential mates that this peacock is so healthy and strong it can thrive, despite carrying around this giant burden. In the same way, by posting about hardship, these workers are sending a signal that can't be faked. I am tough, I am resilient, I am reliable. And this completely reframes how we see these posts. A story about a 14-hour shift in a 100-degree heat wave, that isn't just venting. It's signaling to their tribe, their crew, their family, their community, that they are a capable provider who can handle what other people just can't. The crazier the conditions, the higher their status goes.
And that's really the bottom line of this first part. Exhaustion becomes a badge of honor. It's proof of your commitment, your grit. It's not a weakness at all. It's a symbol that you are essential to the group. It is literally a trophy you earn through sacrifice.
But signaling is just the external part, what you're broadcasting to the world. Internally, inside your head, something even more profound starts to happen when a job is this demanding. It stops being about performance and becomes about who you are. It's about identity. This leads us to this fascinating concept called identity fusion. Now, in these super high-stakes, high-risk environments, the intense shared experience can actually cause the line between your personal self and your group self to, well, completely dissolve. You and the crew start to become the exact same thing. And this fusion really makes sense when you stop and think about it. I mean, if you're spending more waking hours on a rig with your crew than you do with your own family at home, your personal identity is inevitably going to start merging with your professional one. The rig life isn't what you do anymore. It becomes who you are. So to mentally justify this immense physical toll, your brain has to do something pretty clever. It elevates the job to this almost sacred status. Suddenly, it's not just about earning a living. No, it's about belonging to this exclusive brotherhood, this tough-as-nails group that gets things done. And that flex, well, that's just reinforcing your membership card to that elite club. But this whole fused identity thing, it comes with some serious consequences, psychologically and financially. And now we get to the kind of darker, more transactional side of the flex. The official term is compensatory consumption. But let's be real. In simple terms, it's retail therapy on an industrial scale. When the job takes so much out of you, your time, your health, your family life, you feel this deep, primal need to get something tangible back in return. I mean, just think about the cost for a second. An 84-hour work week. That means missed birthdays, it means missed anniversaries, it means you're not there for the school plays, it means chronic pain, and just extreme mental and physical burnout. The personal sacrifice is absolutely enormous. So how do you make that trade-off feel like it was worth it? You do it with big, shiny, tangible rewards. The big toys, the lifted trucks, the boats, the whole shebang. They aren't just luxuries. They're like a psychological shield. They are the physical proof to yourself and to the world that the insane sacrifice was actually a good deal. Okay, so we've got the signaling, the identity fusion, the compensation. But if we peel back one final layer, we find the most human driver of all of this. At its very, very core, the oilfield flex isn't really an act of arrogance. It's an emotional request. It's a plea to be seen.
I mean, our world literally runs on the energy these men and women pull from the earth, and yet they often feel completely invisible to the very society that depends on them. So when they post that picture, they're not just saying, "Look how tough I am." They're screaming, "Look at what I'm doing for you. Look what I'm giving up for my family. Please, just for a second, acknowledge it."
So, after all that, what's the big takeaway? How do we put all these psychological pieces together into one clear final thought?
If you're the person making these posts, listen up. The work you do has immense value, for sure, but your worth as a human being is so much greater. You are more than your output, you're more than your job title, and you are definitely more than the hours you put in.
And that really leads us to our final message here. By all means, respect the grind. It builds character, it provides for families, it powers the world. But please, never ever forget to protect the mind. Your mental health, your well-being, that's the most valuable asset you will ever have.
All right, now I want to turn it over to you. Do you see yourself in any of this? Or maybe you know someone who fits this to a T. I want you to drop your craziest, most grueling shift story down in the comments below. Let's share some of those experiences.
And hey, if you found this breakdown valuable, do us a favor and hit that like button, and definitely subscribe for more psychological deep dives just like this one. We'll see you in the next explainer.